Wow! What's happening, everybody? It's your boy. Yes, sir. We back. We back. We back. It's Monday. It's Monday. Welcome to Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. I am he, your host, and I am beyond thrilled to converse with you guys on today. Guess what, family? We have another powerful show. I don't know who's here, who's not here, where you calling in, whether it's from Bermuda, whether it's from South Africa, whether it's from Belgium. What's up to my people in Belgium? How you guys doing? It doesn't matter if you're somewhere in North America or South America. I just want to greet you and say hello, greetings, welcome to Let's Talk. Listen, guys, it has been, when I say this last week have been a bit rough for you, boy, it's been a bit rough, but we must continue. We got to keep going. We got to keep pushing forward. So before I get into the show today, man, the show today, I'm just, hey, listen, I don't have no notes. I just wrote, well, I should say, I guess if you consider it, I wrote four things down, but I didn't go into any details or nothing. So I don't know if that's notes or not, but if I listen to autocorrect, you know who you are. If I listen to autocorrect, then that's notes. So I have minimal notes. So anyway, let me stop. The show today is going to be amazing. Listen, if you can call somebody, text somebody, tell somebody that Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette is on the air right now. Have them go to onevoiceradio.com. Say One Voice Worldwide. onevoiceradio.com. Have them tune in. Like, subscribe, share. Go to the my website, let's talk with stanleydoucette.com. Whatever it may be, go there, listen, subscribe, share, forward it to people, because this particular show I think is important. And as a matter of fact, it's based off an interview I saw from somebody. So I want to make sure as we're doing this that everybody have an opportunity to listen in live, because it's going to be all of that. I want to shout out to all of my followers. Thank you guys so very much for following me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in every week. Thank you guys for inviting others to tune in with us. So I truly, truly appreciate it. And thank you guys for the comments. I don't care if you like the show or don't like the show. Just comment, share with us how you're doing. I had one person that just absolutely couldn't stand what I was doing, and I just loved it. I was like, okay, I'm glad you sharing your feelings. Thank you. Long as we don't be disrespectful, it's your opinion. So that's good. Thank you. There's things that I may be able to adjust, and then there are things others that are calling and absolutely love what we're doing in the content. So I also appreciate you. For anybody that have athletes that you may know, athletes, whether it's on a professional standpoint, middle school, it doesn't matter. Have them contact the show. I really want to put some more emphasis, and I really want to converse with some more athletes that have trained and go through the rigors of training and weightlifting and running, and all for that. Whether it's in the professional NFL, or I should say NFL, whether it's the 60 minutes, or it's in basketball with the 48 minutes, or it's just regular high school basketball with the 8-minute quarters in basketball. It doesn't matter. Just have them reach out. I want to have a conversation with them, because I believe it's going to teach so many lessons and help us all grow in terms of understanding life as a whole. On top of that, I also want to do, well, not want to, I will do some more stuff on mental health, because I see a lot of people are still unfortunately struggling. So I want to continue to bring in those expertise, those individuals that can make some things happen. So we got some things going in, as I say, we got some things cooking for the remainder of the year. So we're very, 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 very excited for what we're doing. So let's get into the show. Oh, go to all of our social media platforms, LinkedIn, what else? LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. Let's talk. Hey guys, y'all can do me a favor. Go to the YouTube channel, like, subscribe, share. It's going to be good. All right. I just wanted to get all of that out the way so I can actually concentrate specifically on our topic today. The topic is simple. It is Black Men Cry Too. Let me say that again. Black men cry too. Now, I share that based off of interview clips of an interview I saw with Tyrese Gibson was on the Breakfast Club, and he was sharing and crying and talking about some of the things about people don't really understand what black people, black men, and specifically black men cry as well. I want to go further into that. It's not going to be a long show, but I want to share this in more power than anything. So I know a few shows ago, I talked about the Willie Lynch syndrome or the Lynch syndrome, right? And, got massive amount of reviews and massive amount of people saying they enjoyed it, they like it. Well, it's kind of like a little spinoff of that in terms of why black men cry. I'm just going to give you four things. That was the four things I wrote down, by the way, and we can expound upon that. I look forward to your comments on that. But and I don't say I'm nervous, but I'm just thinking about this as a totality. So let's get into this, right? Some of you guys understand Willie Lynch was a slave owner way back when, right? And a lot of things he did, even today, is still affecting how people think, walk, talk, and all those other things. But for us, I want us to break that chain. I think it was breaking the chains or something. But anyway, I want us to break that. But I want you guys to understand, as the black man, been a black man all my life. I know sometimes people be saying you're not black, but I've been a black man all my life. And there are certain things that if you're not a black male, that you will never understand. You can, from an intellectual standpoint, you can understand it from that standpoint, but to actually go through it is something totally different. Whether you're a police officer, FBI agent, or whether you're just a school teacher, an athlete, it doesn't matter. We all go through a specific thing in society, and it all started then. So, man, it's so much that just keeps coming to me, right? But let's just talk. Let's just forget the notes. Let's just talk. So one of the things that I remember just thinking about, why do a black man cry, is because the lost or the longing for a loved one, or even for love. I'm talking about true love. A lot of times people demasculate men so many times about what they shoulda, coulda, woulda did as a black male. And as a black male, it's like everybody pours on top. And this is not a race thing. This is actual reality and things. As I say, I'm gonna share with you some of my personal facts so you could understand what that means, right? When you go through losing a loved one, or losing a longing for a loved one, and you cry, most of the time society overlooks you or tell you to suck it up, or try to give you a timeline on when you should heal from that. I'm longing for a loved one. I'm even longing for love, but what does that look like? See, when you say that, then you will hear people say, oh, you must be gay. Why I have to be gay? Not that something's wrong with it, but why do I have to be gay? Because I would tell, what is my best friends, or I should say best friend or friends or associates or fraternity brothers, hey man, I love you too. But then you say that, and then people look at you strange. Oh yeah, I'm telling you I'm telling you facts of what happened to me. Why are you telling such and such you love them? Because I do. See, a lot of times, people, whether it's women of all races, including black women, not all black women, but a lot of the black women will still pour on. You should tell, looking at you strange. Are you gay? Or, you this, you that. Why? Why? Because I said I love you. But that's strange. That's strange. So now I can't long for love. I can't long for having a best friend. I can't long for having fraternity brothers that I care deeply about, and I want the very best for them. When you say I love you, now all of a sudden everything else comes into the window. Well, let me just correct something for people. Just because you have a deficiency of love in your life, or you've never experienced having a best friend or an associate or somebody that you truly love and care for, that does not mean it's something negative or nefarious. Not at all. Not at all. What it is most men are longing for that love because they're not receiving it. Whether it's at home, whether it's at work, whether it's inside of the fraternity, whether it's inside of Church, yeah, I said church. I'm gonna come to y'all too. Whether it's inside church, whether it's inside the schoolroom, the schoolhouse, the playground, and you don't have that love. Why? What did that particular black male do to you? But see, when you long for that love and you don't get it and you feel isolated and separated, that goes all the way back to Jim Crow. That goes all the way back to Willie Lynch. All of that other stuff we talk, all of that to separate us. Why? What did we do you? What did we do you? Nothing. So now when I'm longing for love and longing for loved ones, even the people that's close to me don't even know how to love me, don't know how to love that black man. Now, I know a lot of people may hear it and be like, oh my God, here you go. It's just going, oh, it's going to be a racist. It's not racist. You know, let me ask you guys a question. For any other race, let me ask you guys this question. A police officer gets behind you and pulls you over. What goes through your mind? What is it that goes through your mind? See, until you've been that black man and you get pulled over, especially at night, Jesus, you get pulled over, you grip that steering wheel sometimes like, what is it this going to be? And unless you see, you have to understand what it feels to grip that steering wheel. This is not, oh, I'm pulling over to make sure I'm steady. No, 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 no. There's an energy that comes through your body that you grip that steering wheel because you don't know what's going to happen in this traffic stop. Now, let me share with you. I'm a former police officer, as I like to say in my former life. So I understand both sides of the fence more than others. So for those that say something, oh, well, you never been to police. Now, miss me with that. Miss me with that. Been on both sides. But even when I was a police officer and somebody would pull me over and say, oh, you missed this or this, that, and you still have that, ooh, that grip because you don't know what's going to happen. In light of all of the things that recently have happened with different people dying at traffic stops, you see different people being pulled over for lies and laws that don't exist as police officers making them up. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not a badge or beat up at police officers because most of the police officers are excellent. They have a couple of bad apples, but most of them are excellent. But I'm sharing with you that grip of what a black man feels. You can't even cry out or long out, right? You can't do that. And then if you pull off, then you thanking God, you praising him, you got gospel music on, you singing and shouting, not because you got a ticket, because I didn't lose my life. And then when you get home and you share it with your significant other, a lot of men share it, and then it's like, well, why you were speeding? Or why you were this? Or why did you make that illegal turn? Hold on. Can I first get a hug and be like, well, thank you? Yeah, but you don't get that. You just don't get that. It is immediate beat down of him. Stop. Stop it. We are not the villains. Stop. So then he crawls up into his room or into the bed or into the basement, but nobody ever stopped and thought, well, why? Well, why? Why you feel this way? Well, I'm longing for a loved one. I'm longing for pure, authentic, and true love. That's what I'm longing for. That's what I'm longing for. Ask the black man, what is it that you're longing for? True, pure, and authentic love? Somebody that loves, respects you, somebody that actually supports you for real, genuinely, not support you just so you can get the latest this or the latest that. No, none of that. But actually there, right? And again, I can hear people in their head now, well, what about the ladies? Or what about this? And what about if this man is no good? See, right there, you missing the point. You already talking about what if. No, no, no. We're talking about right here, right now, longing for somebody, and I'm crying inside. I'm hurting inside. Can't even express myself outwardly with a lot of people that I love or want to love because they keep beating me down. The weight is so painful. Even matter of fact, let's talk about divorce. You know, the divorce rate is going up, shooting up through the roof. But a lot of people have a plan. And you're going through this divorce, and most people, and I'm gonna use this one what Terry said, most people overlook the man. So as a black man, you're getting overlooked by society. Now you're getting overlooked by people that's right there. You're doing all of this stuff, And it's like somebody keep putting a nail in your back, keep stabbing you, keep punching you, even though you're going through a divorce, and it's probably the best thing for both of you guys. But that does not mean he does not hurt. It's probably the greatest thing for both of you guys, but that doesn't mean he doesn't hurt. Because if he's hurting, clearly that there was some type of love there. And I've heard a lot of people say this, well, he probably just want her because she had money. Stop, stop, stop. You can have all of the money in the world and be lonely. You can do everything in the world and you're still lonely. See, what happens is when you go through something magical and powerful and you're going and doing some things, a lot of times you may wonder, like, what can this be or what can that be? But when you spent that time with someone and you say, oh, wait, they're not there, that's a challenge. See, I've been through a divorce, so I know what that feels like, right? You're not trying to get back with the person, but if you've been there with 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30, 60 years, and that person is not there any longer, you can put divorce or death, and that person is not there, yeah, it's an adjustment period. It's some time that hurts. But guess what? When a black man expresses that, oh, you get beat. You get beat up whether you're in the hood. You get beat up on Wall Street. You get beat up at the Capitol. You're like, suck it up. Suck it up. You can't even express yourself earnestly. I had a great conversation with actually one of my frat brothers. I'm not calling names, all that stuff. Y'all don't need to know because y'all nosy. But I was having a conversation and he just straight said, man, I just don't have nobody to express myself to without feeling somebody's going to take your business and run down the street, without thinking somebody's going to do something differently. All of those different things, you can't even express yourself genuinely because everybody has something crazy to say. That in and of itself becomes a problem. Just ask, family, just ask. The next time you see a black male, just ask them, how are you doing, really? Just how are you doing? Yeah, just how are you doing? Because it's a lot, even with your children, it's a lot. It becomes a lot. Why it becomes a lot? Because then you have people, unfortunately, hold the children in the black community for money. They use the kids as a ransom. I'm only talking about from a black male perspective. Everybody else got their problems. And when they hold it for ransom or they hold it to make you do something or to try to get something or to use that to spend time with them or to get additional monies, that's wrong. But guess what? Who does that particular black man have to express himself to? Nobody. Because then they'll say something and then it's all up and it don't work. But most black men, like every other man, like their children. But in this scenario, what do, man, when you're going through a divorce, you don't have your children, you're longing for loved ones, you wishing people was there. You may have lost a family member or a friend or somebody close to you. You can't tell them you love them. And now you housing all of this pain. Now, whatever the housing methods are, I'll leave that to my wonderful counselors that are out there and wonderful mentors that are out there. But a lot of times we're housing, as a black man, housing this pain. Your skin color is a problem. You're housing this pain because of your skin color. Okay, like I can do something about that. Just because I'm more light complexion, or like more lighter brown complexion, or like more lighter or darker complexion, all of a sudden it's an issue. If I'm brown skin with good hair, as they say, oh, you think you all that. If I'm dark skinned, I'm supposed to be. Well, stop it. Have you judged that individual based on what they see and have inside of them? Or are you just doing stuff because other people say, oh, yeah, this and oh, yeah, that? No. What is it that you're doing? How is it that you're doing it? So when you see that individual or that black male crying inside, you have to give them a hug, let it out, give them a safe space. There's something that happened to me that was incredible. I remember one day, wherever I was, I just had enough. And when I said I had enough, it was absolutely enough. And inside of being enough, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, I got to that point that I was just like, man, this is enough. But I had an opportunity to get to hug somebody. And when I hugged them, it was just ah man, it was just powerful. It was powerful because I had an opportunity to hug that person. And hugging that person meant so much to me. So, see, when you have friends that and best friends, loved ones, associates that you can actually hug and be in a space with them that it doesn't hurt, right? And you can just let your guards down and be yourself, it means so much because society has put so much pressure on us as black men, and sometimes the weight of society, it is a lot. It is a lot. It is a lot. It's 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 a lot. Right? It's a lot. So being a lot, it ah it's a lot because the society makes you feel less than so many times. Look at the news reports. Look and talk to somebody that's a black male, some of the things that they have been through. Look at what's been going on overall with people. It's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot. Why am I sharing that? Because black men cry. See, when you begin to understand the weight of the pressure of what society is trying to do to black men, excuse me, you can understand why there are some people that snap and just like we just gonna fight today. Hey, whatever. We just gonna fight today. Why is it you can't walk down the street without being harassed? Listen, let me tell you a story that happened to me and my dad. There was an athletic company called called I think it was called Security Athletics or something to that effect, right? Well, it was back in the day. And my dad and I walked in the store, had on normal clothes. We didn't have on no hoods. We didn't look like thugs. We ain't got nothing wrapped around us. We just had. I was a kid, and my dad he had some jeans and a shirt. We walked in security. We walked in, and we just looking around, like literally. I may have looking for some cleats or something like that. For me, just looking around for some stuff, and the security guard just followed us around. So finally, my dad was like, "I'm sorry, can I help you?" He was like, "Oh, I'm just following y'all." My dad said, "For what? You look suspicious." Why? And you know why? Because we black. Well, what are you following us around for? And please miss me with the whole lie of, "Oh, you look suspicious." What? Can somebody explain that to me, please? What does suspicion look like when you have on a normal shirt and all of those things? What does suspicious person look like? I've been on the police department, so I know what a suspicious person look like, right? I could answer that question, but if somebody walking in the store with some jeans and a shirt on, oh no, miss me with that. Miss me, completely miss me with that, right? Here's another story. You talk about the pressures. You walking down the street. I was a police officer. I got pulled over, another police officer, and all of a sudden he yelling and screaming. So I asked him, I said, let me ask a question. Why are you screaming at me? Well, because you didn't get over fast enough. I didn't know it was a crime. I thought you was going by me. So I didn't know it was a crime for you to get over by not to get over so fast. What's the problem? What laws did I break, officer? So he's going on and on and on and on and on. And then all of a sudden, give me your ID. I said, well, here's my ID. So he sees my badge and all that stuff. Then he looked, and then he said, oh, you think you above the law? How am I above the law when you pulled me over and I got over? And then he threw literally, listen to me, family. He throws my ID and my badge back to me like, you lucky. And that's when, like you said, sometimes you just, okay, I'm lucky for what? What am I lucky for? What? Get your supervisor. What? You don't want to get your supervisor? Don't worry, I'm going to handle this myself. What is it? Now, guess who's in the back seat of the car at the time? My daughter, Tyriel. She's in the back seat of the car looking. Well, I'm not going to do something and escalate something. Okay, don't worry. Let me drop my daughter off. Oh, trust and believe. We're going to handle this today. Not tomorrow. We're going to handle this today. And we handled it today. I didn't go to internal affairs. I didn't go talk to the sergeant on duty. I didn't go to the commander of the watch. I know, chief, we need to talk. I need to go holler at the chief. We need to have a conversation. Yeah, he was fired. He was fired that same day. And but believe it or not, no, it wasn't the same day. I'm sorry, it was the next week because he got to do all the paperwork, all that stuff. It was the next week. But guess what? Guess what, family? You talk about how karma comes back. Guess what? I see him walking out of lockup because he just had arrested somebody walking out of lockup, and I see him and another guy that I knew. I was like, "Hey man, what's going on?" Well, I'm not going to share with you guys the comments that I had towards him, and then I said, "Nah, it's an even playing field. What's up?" I ain't gonna go through the rest of the story, but all of a sudden it's different. See, you want to be so in charge and demasculate or suppress the black male, regardless of what they're doing in their life. And then when it's even playing field, now you score them up and go get in the corner. No. Come on out here. Come on, let me get at you. Let's talk because we got some stuff. We need to handle this as grown men. If hey, you gonna pull your pistol out? We let's see who shoot better. See, when people get to that particular place, it's a mindset that you can't change. So how do you stop that black man from crying or being aggravated or being frustrated? Is to always treat people with kindness. You know, I recently lost my dad. This is not about him, but one of the things that I've heard so many times was how loving he was, how kind he was, the amount of comments that came through. See, I didn't learn being kindness from a book. I learned it from my dad. I learned it from my mom to be kind to people. Even if you're having a bad day, don't take your bad day out on the next person because they don't have anything to do with it. So my whole thing to this is, well, why black men cry? Because there's no kindness towards them. There's no love towards them. There's no appreciation towards them. Yes, black men will mess up, including me, including some of the celebrities you see, including President Obama. So we're going to mess up. But that does not give you permission to try to destroy us, regardless is about a love, a loved one, a child, divorce, losing a kid, the weight of society. That does not mean you have permission to spit on that black male. You don't, because you don't know what he's been through. You don't know how that day been. You don't. So what I would ask my family, regardless of where you are around the world, is the next time you see a black male, just ask them, how are you doing? Not how you doing and then get on to your foolishness. Ask them how they doing and really be sincere about how are you really doing. No, don't give me the play, but how are you really doing? That's it. How are you truly doing? See, when you spread love, it covers a multitude of things. But as the Bible said, love is the greatest. So love somebody. Forget what somebody's saying. Oh, I don't want you to say I love you. Oh, looking at you strange because you told another male or another female you love you and all of this other stuff and trying to ease them. No. Can you be genuine? Can you show love? Can you share love? Can you be somebody that is a servant and serve love? Can you live in that space of love? Can you always look for the best in that person? So when you see that black male, whoever the black men are in your life, just ask them, how are you actually doing? And then you will see what that actually means. I'm telling you, family, this is absolutely something we must work on. And guess what? Once we get it right, you are going to see the difference. You're going to be happy. You're going to be joyous. It's going to change things around you in a more consistent and powerful way. Listen, I got to get out of here, right? I got to get out of here today because there's so many things that's running through my head. But I want to say thank you to every black man that's listening, whether you're locked up, whether you are sitting in a 22,000 square foot mansion, whether you somewhere in between, whether you're literate and got 1,000,000 degrees, or whether you struggling to read. I want y'all to hear this, each and every one of you. I love y'all. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for what you do. And if you're a little confused, a little suspect, a little nervous about something, I just want to say thank you, because you still have a lot to contribute to society and to the world and to this universe. That being said, go to all of our podcast family. I say go to all of our podcasts. I'm sorry, go to all of our social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Go to our YouTube channel. Join me. Like, subscribe, share. I'm gonna start putting even more specialties in there. Those 1-2 minute clips, words that come to me to share with everybody. So that being said, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I'll see you guys next week on Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. Until then, y'all be safe, be in love, be in love, right? Be in love, share love, spread love, and be a servant with love. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the beaches of the world. God bless, and this is going to conclude Let's Talk for today, and I'll see you guys next week with another powerful episode of Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. I'm out. Peace.